Okay, another episode. Hey, Kate, how's it going?
Good. You?
Another episode, though we haven't released any actual episodes yet, but we're working our way up
on
to
it. Right now
releasing an episode.
It's basically our social hour.
Yeah, this is our social hour. The last thing we were talking about before we started was we were talking about the average size of the male penis in Los Angeles.
Right. Well, in Los Angeles, in the world. Okay, so I looked it up.
I'm not talking about in the world. That's what I was talking about. You're like, everybody out here thinks that they have a big dick, and I was like, that's because if you were a transplant, hang on, if you were a transplant, you got to have a lot of confidence, and typically men have lots of confidences when they have confidences. They have lots of confidence when they have big wings.
Sorry, I need to see if there's data. Okay, so basically...
You're finding... Okay, good. We're finding data on it for you guys.
Okay, so in the world, but worldwide, the average dick flaccid is 3.5 inches, and then hard, it would be 5.
I want to know about worldwide. I want to know right here in Los Angeles. I want to know what the dick in my backyard is going to be.
You want to know what the dick in your backyard is going to be?
Well, for a friend.
Okay.
What is the average size of a penis in Los Angeles?
I'm looking to see if anyone knows.
Of the legals.
I mean, to be fair,
some sorority did dick size by city. Way down.
Someone did dick size by city, and Los Angeles came in number 17. New Orleans came in first.
Really?
Yeah, and then state by state, California is 15, but North Dakota is number 1.
Oh, okay.
This is by a sorority, by the way.
North Dakota is number 1 in what measurement?
Yeah.
In what measurement?
It doesn't say. I think this is an
number
old
1
article.
For what?
But listen to this. It
no.
does depend on country.
Hang on. What is it? What is North Dakota number 1 for?
They are number 1 for dick size.
Okay. What happened in New Orleans? Or that was cities?
Those were cities. North Dakota is a state.
Man, everybody's just fucking packing, but Louisiana's like a bunch of just tiny little motherfuckers.
I think depends on who they are, but what country they are in, because this one does have results per country. The Congo is the number 1 with 7.1 inches.
Fuck yeah, those Congo motherfuckers be swinging.
It goes Ecuador, Belgium, France is 6.3.
I mean, they are known for love.
Italy is 6.2.
I could see that being accurate. Is flaccid or this is erect?
Hard. It's hard.
Wait, really?
Yeah. United States is 5.1 inches and comes in at number 22. It's the average for the country.
Okay.
You run into issues when you get into China, India, and Korea.
I wonder where exactly on the base they start this measurement.
I mean, to be
I know
fair,
where it ends.
What's sad is Korea has 3.7 inches.
Yeah, dude, they have really tiny dicks.
It's too bad they're so cute in their dramas.
No wonder the women are so angry from Korea. They're so unsatisfied with everything in life.
And this is why you've never seen an unsatisfied woman from the Congo.
I would beg to differ with that statement.
It's so funny, though. You should see this graph that I pulled up.
I would rather not see.
It literally goes global, and then it goes average. But once you get to average, it's like Asian countries.
I feel like, okay, so like every guy's measured, right? At some point.
I think they get this data from condom sites, like the
condom sites.
Yeah. So did I ever tell you about the time that I worked with this guy that wanted to start a sex toy store site?
No.
Anyway, so I did that, and in that process, I found out that he was friends with this woman who works for another sex toy company, and they actually do keep data on dick sizes because they were the only company you could get specially sized condoms for extra large dicks.
But then they're only keeping track of the extra large ones.
No, they also had data on smaller ones because they sold those condoms too. So condom companies kind of have data on the average size dick, but based on how much they sell in a certain quantity of condoms.
I don't know, because guys are lazy. Guys with big dicks, they're not really going to give a shit. They're just going to be like, I'm not going to get a customized condom. I don't even want to fucking wear one.
You might if you're large.
Yeah, I mean, you might if you're large, but men are also like lazy and they'd be like, whatever, I'm just going to tear through this motherfucker. I don't give it. I'm a beast. I'm just going to turn.
Okay, but not everyone is irresponsible, especially in Los Angeles where people get STDs easily. So, I mean, it's a risk you take when you're sleeping with strangers. Like, are you going to trust, or would you honestly trust a woman in Los Angeles to be honest with you about her STD or how many partners she's had?
Yeah.
Would you? Really?
Yeah.
Call me in like 10 years when you have an STD.
I would hope. But it's also on me to ask. You know, I have to ask. And It's also like kind of shitty if you're like, do you have the research to back that statement up? That you don't have an STD? May I see the paperwork? May I see your notes?
Well, that's just it. People lie. That's why you'd use a condom, because people lie. But there are instances of men lying, especially within California, that have gone to court saying that they knew that they had like HIV or herpes before they slept with this person, but refused to disclose it. That's why LA has not just Los Angeles, but California has laws around it, though they might change those laws because of how they were prosecuting people.
STDs are such like an interesting phenomenon about like human evolution, because it's like we're like a virus on planet Earth, right?
Yeah.
And like we're killing the planet and we're just sucking all the life out of our host. Like that's what we are. Mm-hmm. We're the most powerful life form. So like George Carlin had a really good bit about like, so the planet evolved and was like, how can I get these people to stop killing me? Well, I'm going to make it really hard for them to reproduce. So it created through evolution a way to like handicap our reproductive process, and also to kill us with AIDS or do whatever else. Like the planet evolved to fucking get us to stop fucking. Which, fuck you, planet. I want to fucking...
No, that's not even the scary thought. Humans are sabotaging themselves because whenever you have free time, look up data on why men's sperm counts are going lower than ever. And they're going impotent. It's actually this. It's your computer and your cell phone. Yeah, no, they were actually testing it. They believe that the increased usage of wireless computers and phones are making men more impotent. Like, it's affecting their fertility
So what you're telling me is I need to use my computer and phone more often so I don't get anybody pregnant.
Yeah, if you don't want kids in the future.
Don't want kids, right? Meow. Future maybe, but not right now.
You're going to ruin yourself for the future, though. But I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm saying that's the trend they're seeing. And there's actually this, like, annual symposium for men that talks strictly about like their sperm and stuff. It's like male reproduction that they do, which is so funny because they don't nearly put this much like a time and effort into women's reproduction, which is really weird. But it's not affecting women the same way it is men. So for some reason your little swimmers get a little confused when it comes to your computer.
Yeah, well,
so
they're too busy checking Instagram to get back to business, you know. Even my jizz is blowing off time
you guys
on
are
Instagram,
probably all
pun
on
intended.
Pornhub. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying, it's an interesting little fact that I think that people should know more about. But I don't
necessarily think, okay, so you say that humans are sabotaging themselves with that, but I also just think it's like a strange phenomenon that like planet Earth has figured out a way to be like...
To kill us?
Yeah, to try and slow us down at least.
I mean, that's probably why anti-vaxxers exist now.
Anti-vaxxers?
Yeah, people who don't want to vaccinate their kids.
Well, you think that's just ringworm?
Okay, so it's just like measles are starting to come back. We basically eradicated measles until recently.
Well, autism's going up though, right?
Well, I don't actually think that's true.
I think it is.
Let's see. Yeah, but they've already said that autism and vaccines aren't related.
Okay, yeah. They also said that margarine was better for us than butter. I'm just saying they don't know everything, and we should ask these questions. That's all I'm saying.
You can ask those questions, but to go against your doctor and endanger public health.
The doctor also prescribed opioids when they knew that they were bad for people.
Actually, the doctors didn't know. Big Pharma was the one who lied about the addiction.
They lied about it, but then the doctors didn't actually read any of the research. They just believed what they were told, which is what I'm trying to avoid right here.
Which is like what everyone does.
Yeah, let's not be everyone. Let's not be the sheeple, Kate. This is why we have a podcast.
Yeah, but if you're a stay-at-home mom, should you really be giving medical advice based on what you Googled?
Fuck no. But should you also trust what people on the television tell you all the time? No.
Not when it's their opinion. That's why I read the news.
It's still an opinion. Whether it's told to me by a human face on my square or on this square, I don't know even more. Oh, my phone's recording me. Hi. Or if it's told to me on an article that was written by somebody else. I mean, you're going to tell me that CNN isn't more biased than Fox News, and like I mean that's fucking topic.
It seems like they actually don't know because people didn't really understand autism before the 1900s. It seems like it started.
So vaccines came when?
When did vaccines start? Oh my gosh.
So that's what I'm looking at. As soon as vaccines became mass popular, how much did the autism percentage increase? And now causation does not necessarily mean correlation sorry, scratch that, reverse it. Correlation does not equal causation, but it's something to talk about.
Right. Well, vaccines started getting more popular in the 1960s when there was an increase in measles, mumps, and rubella.
Mm-hmm. And so how much has autism increased over the years? Like, let's say the last decade. Has it increased? I mean, or has it plateaued? Is it the same? Is it... Because if it's plateaued or stayed the same, which are the exact same thing...
Well, since 2002 to 2006, they're saying that it rose 57%.
So that's a fuck ton.
Yeah, but that's not huge since the 60s.
Yeah, but you gotta... I mean, people weren't vaccinating back in the... Like, when did vaccinating your kids become like... Yeah. They were doing it in the hospitals? But then
if you're going to use that argument, then why is it that new cases of autism spectrum disorder in Caucasian boys is roughly 50% higher than those found in Hispanic children?
I'm not smart. You're going to have to talk slower.
So they're saying that Caucasian boys are more likely to have autism than, say, Hispanic children.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think that has anything to do with income inequality?
Which would be interesting, right?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that if you have less income statistically than a different race of people, which I would argue that statistically speaking, white males make more money than Hispanic males, then in the Hispanic community, you're going to have more births even present, not in the hospital, or births that are I don't know, that they don't want to pay for the vaccines or they don't have health insurance. You know what I'm saying? So
it's true. Well, here's the thing. Among the wealthy, actually, the issue is that autism has not increased among the wealthy. What has increased is the amount of what happens is that they're the ones who are getting the more poorer communities sick. So they're putting all their children at risk who can't afford to get those vaccines. It's interesting when you start putting in things like those demographics, because even when it comes to like the thing that more people are defeating cancer than ever before, it's definitely wealth inequality, because you see that wealthy people are beating cancer at a higher rate than poor people.
I would also say we just have generally more education about health and wellness and what kind of foods we should be putting into our body. I would say that that's also a huge
It's true,
factor.
But to sit there and say, based on almost no doctors agree you shouldn't vaccinate your children.
I mean, there's been rich people forever.
Yeah.
So saying that rich people are just beating cancer now, I mean, there's been rich people forever. Like,
right.
Why now?
I mean, most cancer research is recent, though, in the past 50 or 60 years, too.
Right, but we've had better technology and education
right.
as well.
Right, but if you're poor, you can't necessarily afford the treatments for cancer, at least the same type of treatments.
Oh, yeah, fuck no.
No, it's super expensive. Yeah. And, like, some people are like, I'd rather just die than pay that. Mm-hmm. And that's really sad.
But I feel like that's getting away from, like, the idea that... What was your point? Your point was that cancer's going down because wealthier people can beat it.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Wealth offers you more chances to, like, understand like health and wellness. It allows you to go to the doctor more. So the fact is you're going to catch cancer.
Oh, okay. And then your point was that wealthy people can afford.
So if they get sick, here's the thing too. If they get sick, they can go see the doctor. Whereas then the poor communities, they may not be able to afford to go see the doctor.
Right.
Which is the issue with the anti-vaxxer communities, which have been shown to pop up largely in wealthy communities that can afford to forego those services. So then they go to places where there are going to be more poor people around, people that maybe have a day off, and they finally got enough money to go to Disneyland. And then their child, who they can afford to take to see a doctor when the measles outbreak happens, gets these children sick. So is it fair? The question then you have to think is, do you really, really believe that the vaccines are an issue, or is autism a greater form, or is it just more prevalent based on other things in our environment that have also increased over the years?
I don't know. A lot of things have increased over the years, haven't they, Kate? Whether it be just drug consumption. Look at people's diets alone.
People's diets are largely processed now.
Yeah, and that I think is a huge problem. But also, so are these vaccinations are synthetic.
Oh, of course.
So those are processed too.
Well, the way you have to make a vaccine is you essentially are putting it through a synthetic process because you have to go ahead and actually take the virus itself.
Yeah.
And you have to sort of inoculate it into the person at a lower rate than what, like, they put measles in your body when you have a measles
Right,
vaccine.
like a little bit of it so your immune system can build it up and kill it.
The issue people have is they put it in there with mercury, but the tests on the mercury show that it goes away after like a day or two, and it's not even enough to do anything to you. Like, you could eat sushi all week and probably have more mercury in your blood.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Rogan once had mercury poisoning, I believe, because he ate too much fish.
Oh, man. I could understand that, bro. You take me to Alaska and you get me some Alaskan king salmon and they pay me $20 to cut that motherfucker and serve it to me. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You bet I'm going to get mercury poisoning before I come back to the continental United States. Does Alaska count as a continental United States? No,
Not
right?
Continental, no.
Sorry, it's just still connected to the continent, so I wasn't sure.
I mean, it's connected to the. It's connected to the.
It's continental, but not like continental United States, right?
I don't think we count it. Now you're confusing me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm asking the real questions here, Kate. That's why we have the podcast. Kate's looking it up.
I am. That's what the clicking is.
I'd like to take this moment to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Nobody.
Oh, wait. I think. Do they count it? What?
Because it's on the continent. And continental means. It's
oh, wait.
All of the continent.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
I'm so happy you're here because I don't want to look up any of these things. Kate's been fantastic, you guys. If you're only listening to the podcast, Kate Googles everything, which is fantastic. She's like, if you watch Joe Rogan's podcast, she's like my Jamie. Like the one that's here looking up shit. I'm thinking...
Oh, wait, someone's asked this before. Alaska is unique among the U.S. states as it's part of the North American continent, meaning it is attached via Canada, and so is part of the continental United States. However, Alaska is not part of the contiguous United States because it is not attached directly to the lower 48.
So it's part of the continental United States to a point that I've already forgotten. I was saying if I was in Alaska and I left and then I came back to the continental United States.
Yeah.
So it's already a continental United States. So I'm just an idiot. But I mean, hey, who knows that stuff? I don't.
Regardless of that, I would vaccinate my kids.
Did you see that that 18-year-old high schooler who was on the news today who went against his mother's will.
Oh, to get vaccinated.
Yeah. That's why it's like a very hot topic. I kind of wanted to talk about it. And so he's like, I went and got vaccinated because my mom's fucking crazy. She didn't vaccinate me.
Yeah. And he's old enough. He should be able to make that decision.
You know, not to be like a conspiracist, but like anything that the news tells me, I automatically question the other side just so that I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? You just can't believe everything you're told. So I'm like, okay, why is the news showing me this 18-year-old going against it? Is that because like Big Pharma pays the news money because they want to keep making money for their vaccines, and so they want them to keep promoting these stories of like, new generation, you need to vaccinate your kids. Don't listen to the old people who are actually right. I'm saying this in a fictional sense.
It's not old people that are against vaccines. It's
the
people
parents?
our age, like my age. Yeah.
Yeah, your age.
Yeah. I'm 33.
33.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people like my age are the ones questioning it because they came up into this environment where
it's just anybody with children.
You have access to a large amount of information very fast now.
I feel like it's like mid 30s to like 50. It was like a 15-year range.
Yeah.
Of people who were like generally, well, maybe even less. Actually, I'm going to take that back. We're going to say like 20 years old.
Yeah, but
because like there was a bunch of young people who were just stupid and think that it's, or they don't know, and so they're just like, no, I shouldn't say stupid. They just don't know.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's good, which I don't know. So I'm stupid too. Everybody's stupid. Everybody's stupid.
The thing is, though, the people who are questioning this, like, they're not going ahead and reading the studies either. They're not going ahead and running the...
Reading the studies, Kate, is the fucking terms and conditions, okay, before I update my fucking iPhone. I'm not going to go and read all that shit, and I'm also not going to read all your fucking sources. I'm going to read here and trust my news source, that my news source is telling the truth. But that's becoming a problem because of political biases.
Yeah, but they also say that okay, so you can have a kid like out of the womb and it could have autism right away, right? So part of what they assume is like causing it is prenatal viral infection. That's the principal non-genetic cause of autism. And then prenatal exposure to rubella or cytomegalovirus activates the mother's immune response that may greatly increase the risk of autism. At least that's what they've tested in mice.
So it's a problem with the pussy?
It's a problem with the genetics of the person, and that could be a result of a million different things, because the issue we have, especially with women's health, is there's not a ton of studies around it. Like, the way women have heart attacks is actually different than men. Like, women are more likely to get nauseous and so forth before a heart attack hits.
So what is creating the autism then? Do you think it's because the parents got vaccinated?
They could test that, but it seems like it could just be about anything. It could be a preconceived issue with the parents that they just didn't know they were a carrier for it too.
Yeah.
And you like, people are just kind of in the past 20 years, they just kind of started learning about autism. So you have a lot of studying to do. See, my thing is I like to read the studies because I read a lot.
We have a lot of shit to learn about autism.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. Is it the scariest thing that could happen to your kid?
But here's the thing. We're finding out a lot of people are getting it. It's going up. And so we have to figure out why it's going up to slow that down, as well as learn more about what would you call it? A disease? It's not a disease. Is it? Or is it like
It's more of a disorder, I believe.
Condition?
It's a medical condition. It's more of a disorder, yeah.
Medical disorder. We'll call it a medical disorder.
Because it affects your learning capability, essentially. It's affecting the way your cognitive functions.
Yeah, and your behavioral and...
Yeah. There's a lot of different... Obviously, you can be on different spots of the spectrum, too. And some people... There could be more people with it, and they just never knew because they're on maybe the lower end of it, too. Which then you run into things where you just don't know. And keep in mind, too, this could totally be hereditary on the basis that humans all, if you believe in evolution, we all evolved from a single race. So at what point are your genetics crossing over with somebody else that you maybe were related to in some distant family member and you just never knew? I mean, let's face it, people in history had a tendency to be kind of incestuous, so
it's true. It's true.
Yeah. So you do have a lot of questions, and it's just a lot of things that do have to be studied still, especially when you consider women's health in the place of U.S., like, U.S. health systems. Just people haven't studied it as much. If you look at women's health research compared to men's, men have way more research.
I was thinking about that the other day as far as the incest thing goes. I was like, like 100 people came across on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
That is a tiny pot. And the first winter, half died. Now you're looking at 50 fucking people who for like, I don't know, man, like the first 20 years, like populated this motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, like a few more boats came back over, but like that first 20 years, that's a tiny pot that you're peeing in, man.
Right.
And maybe that's why, like, a lot of our issues, like with slavery and stuff, that they thought that shit was okay because they were incest. Maybe it was like Joffrey Washington, not George Washington. That motherfucker was an incest baby.
Yeah. You don't know. And like the thing is, two things like incest and so forth still happen today. Like you still get those crazy stories of, oh, I had my dad's baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you've also seen those adoption, like women have gone ahead, given up a kid. He finds them years later, and then they end up in a relationship together.
Yeah.
And there's actually a psychological thing involved with that. It's actually got its own term that when people have seen someone they're related 2 years later and they fall in love, it's sort of like the Oedipus or Electra complex, but it's not called that. It's like something.
The universal kind of.
Yeah, it's like because they look like you. It's like something about the physiological and the mental stimulation of it.
I think that also happens. Like, I look at some of the girls I've dated, like the last one I was with, and I was like, I could see how someone could say that she looks like my mother. Like, I could see how somebody could make that claim a little bit. It certainly wasn't like anywhere conscious, but then like a year and a half into the relationship, it came to my attention that I was like, y'all look a little, I could see,
Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? I do that all the time when I look at couples. And keep in mind, I stay around Alonzo and we'll never look alike. And nor does he look like anyone in my family.
I also think that that's part of the reason why, like, women who have father figures who are absent date such horrible pieces of shit. Mm-hmm. It's like because their father figure was a horrible piece of shit, or
Yeah, there's definitely, that's the Electra complex versus the Oedipus complex. So Electra was the daddy issues, Oedipus is the mommy issues. And I actually had to study this in my lit theory course.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say in
it ruined me
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh my god. I actually studied this in Colorado, but I did have to study this, and we did have to break down like the Electra complex and the Oedipus complex in terms of the literary narrative that it offered. And it's all part of your creative writing thing, because when you're doing creative writing, you're coming up with these plots and everything, and it's very relevant to how you want to do character building and so forth. But regardless of all of that, I could get into that longer. Movies work the same way, by the way. They have to think of these deeper level type of things a lot of times, like the psychological balance of characters and how they would interact in a real life situation if you want to make it good.
I heard this claim recently that a lot of casting, and I hope this isn't true, a lot of casting is actually based on zodiac signs. The compatibility of the actor's zodiac sign with the actress's zodiac sign.
Really?
And like I don't know anything about that, but I've heard that that's like a consideration, like a very strong consideration. And that's why like Christian Bale and Amy Adams have been in so many movies together. And like Bradley Cooper and Amy Adams have been in movies together. And Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, like their zodiac signs in all cases were like extremely compatible. And that's why like certain actors work really well with each other. And that's why they are in a lot of the same projects over and over again.
Oh my gosh.
So it was an interesting claim. Somebody mentioned that to me the other day, and I was like, Kate's Googling, so we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Hold on. I want to check out Eddie Cibrian and Rachel Bilson. So we have a Leo and a Gemini.
Yeah, let's read about this compatibility.
Because they were horrible together. And the show got canceled. Let's see what it says.
Or were they on Whiskey Cavalier?
No, that one's really good.
It's such a stupid fucking name.
That's his nickname. That's like his agent name.
Wow, that sounds like his fucking porn name.
What's so funny is he came off Scandal. On Scandal, he was like this cold psychopath type of character. Like, you just didn't know where it was going, right? And on this, he's like he has a very high EQ, so he's a high emotional intelligence, and he's like very emotional throughout the first episode.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I kind of love this, but I love Scott Foley, so I've loved him since like Felicity.
I love when they give one of the prison guards a bunch of estrogen in The Longest Yard, and he's crying and grows tits. That's one of my favorite parts about that movie.
Yeah. Okay. So if they are using these signs to figure out compatibility, they need to stop, because everything Leo would like to show Gemini would gladly examine.
You're saying that they were terrible together.
It's saying that they should be good together. They have a 90% like compatibility.
Okay. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know.
I mean, most signs are gonna.
I mean, you looked at one.
Yeah.
Look up one, like a bigger one, because I didn't even know who the people you just listed were. I don't know. What's like. Do Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. They had a steamy chemistry on that Oscar stage.
So, you know what's interesting about that? The rumors before she was born March 28th. What's interesting about that is that there were rumors from the set that it just wasn't working out. Like, there was no chemistry.
Oh, really?
And then they fixed it all in post. No lie, this was literally like a ton of rumors.
Well, maybe that's not a good one to look up. Who had a fuck ton of?
So
Julia
she's
Roberts
Aries.
And Hugh Grant. They got married, didn't they?
Huh?
Or Richard Gere? Like what? Because she like was getting married to these motherfuckers. Like in real life, she had so much chemistry with them. Julia Roberts has been married like 3 times to these guys.
Okay, so Lady Gaga's an Aries. She's gonna be compatible with just about everyone.
Okay.
So he's a Capricorn.
I feel like those two go good together, but I don't know.
Let's see, though. If they don't match, then it would explain a lot.
I would be interested in...
oh, my God. They have a 5% compatibility.
Really?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That you were right?
That they probably weren't good on set and they fixed it in post. That's what everyone's saying. That's weird, though. That's true. I mean, I can believe it because you can fix a lot of stuff in post.
What about... I would be interested to see like Julia Roberts and like Richard Gere or Hugh Grant, because she ended up like marrying like 2 guys that she was in movies with, 2 or 3 guys, because she had like such strong compatibility.
She's a Scorpio. And then who else? Julia Roberts is a Scorpio. And then...
what are you?
I'm an Aries.
You're an Aries? I'm a Scorpio.
Oh. Okay, so who else are we looking for with Julia Roberts?
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. This is so funny.
This is fun. This is great. Everybody listening is just eagerly waiting.
He's a Virgo. So a Scorpio.
Scorpio and Virgo. Also, I just want to know who... I've researched who Scorpio is like compatible with, and I get bullshit answers every time. Like,
it's
I can't
65%.
Who is Scorpio compatible with?
Oh my
gosh. I'm asking for myself, not for a friend. I'm asking literally for me. I want to know.
Let's see. It looks like people actually look this up. The most compatible signs with Scorpio are generally considered to be Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn, and Pisces.
Yeah, my ex was a Cancer. Cancer, Capricorn.
I'm sorry. Cancer's like the worst sign, because you could just be like, my ex was a Cancer.
I have a joke about that. Have I told you my joke about that? My stand-up joke? I say that I am single for the first time in a while, and the relationship went really, really... It was great, but it's been really hard to get over it ever since. And it's just funny how like you can look back on a relationship, and like I look back on that one, and it was never going to work. It was obvious it was never going to work, because after all, I was a Scorpio and she was a bitch. So actually, she was a Cancer. Actually, just kidding. I wish she had cancer. Actually, I'm kidding. She did, in fact, have cancer, which is kind of part of the reason why we broke up, was that she had cancer, because I'm not going to split half of the rent of hospice. That shit's expensive.
Jesus. That's so bad. You're going to hell. You're going to hell for that one.
I think it's a great one.
Oh my gosh.
I should really read my set for you sometime. Yeah. Or you should come to one of my open mics that I've never gone to.
Say that.
Yeah, I keep saying, I need to go out.
So apparently with me, it's a Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Pisces is just in there with everyone.
Yeah, Pisces is fucking...
Pisces is slutty.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to slut shame Pisces. I'm glad that you did for me.
They're February to March 20th. Somewhere out there, my perfect match lives, and it's his birthday.
What's March 21st? That's what Alora was.
That's when Aries starts.
Yeah. Aries
I'm on the cusp actually of April 19th is the day before it changes. And then May for Zodiac. So I'm on the cusp of... And some people think cusp also... I mean, I don't believe in horoscopes, so I don't know why I'm looking. I'm on the cusp of a Taurus.
What's the compatibility of R. Kelly and one of the girls that he had
Oh my God. How would I look up the girls' birthdays that he fucking...
It was a documentary. They're out in public. Right?
I can't watch anything with him because I thought he was a creep for years.
Dude, did you see this interview? Did you see this interview that he did yesterday?
No.
Oh, man. He's like bawling his fucking eyes out, dude. It looks like he didn't do it. That or he's like super fucking crazy. He was saying that there were like 2 allegations that was like way in the past. And he's like, that's separate from these ones. And I'm not going to talk about those right now. But he's like, they're just going off of those 2 that this is happening now. And like, I don't know who to believe right now because he was defending himself like somebody accused him of murdering his wife, and he was like, I didn't kill my fucking wife. Like, he was crying, doing this, even though he was chest bumping, even though he had a lavalier mic. It was like, on the lavalier mic. He was balling, man.
He could be the world's greatest actor.
He's not an actor, though. I mean...
But see, here's the thing, though. If he has like a psychological thing with him where he's very manipulative.
Yeah, he could be bipolar or something.
I mean, he could be very, very good at getting away with that stuff to make it look as real as possible. And there are people like that. They're very manipulative. People get in relationships with those people all the time. And also, the whole rumors about him in the sex cult, you'd have to be manipulative if that is true.
Fuck yeah. Manipulating those girls. Do all that shit.
And get them all to come and join your sex cult? I'm just saying.
I wouldn't be surprised some girls in Atlanta. They'd be like, oh, you got a sex cult? Maybe I'll come check. Hang on, this is too much. Now I can't get out. No!
I mean, that's basically like having a weed cult in LA. Like, people like, oh, you have a weed cult. I'll join that.
Weed cults?
There's cults around everything.
Those are just called stoners.
Still just a cult.
Hang out and just fucking do dabs all day long.
I mean, some people believe like churches are cults too, and I can see that.
Churches are definitely cults, but I don't think weed cult, unless cult's like short for culture.
Wait, I bet you if I Google this, there's going to be a weed cult. I'm sure there's been
something, but I wouldn't say that that's like very.
Well, cannabis and religion comes up a lot. The cult of marijuana. Yeah, there are weed cult members.
I feel like they're just a bunch of stoners, though.
It's a cannabis cult. You can create a cult around anything, though, because the easiest way to become rich in this country is create your own religion. So why wouldn't you just create a religion around something you like to have? Like, if you like to have tantric sex, create a sex cult and get money and dues from those people.
Yeah.
Just saying. There's a lot of money to be made out there. That could be if acting falls through for you.
I'll keep that in mind at my next investors meeting. I'm going to listen, hey, if the film doesn't end up working out, I'm just going to use the money left over to start a cult, and we're definitely going to make fucking bank on a cult.
Well, what's his name? Didn't Andrew Keegan start a cult?
Andrew Keegan.
So Andrew Keegan was a 90s like heartthrob boy. And he started this really super weird...
And probably...
Yeah, today I'm here to activate high vibes. So he started this cult. At least that's what they called it.
It's called is it a marijuana cult?
He started his own religion. And it's based in a church in Venice. Because, I mean, why not?
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, no, he really did. He really started this. I remember reading this because I was just like, that's so bizarre. Like, he was like a 90s heartthrob, like, on everyone's wall. And, like, very, very good looking. Now it looks like he's done too many drugs. But...
How big is his penis, though? I'm going to bring it back full circle.
I don't know, but Justin Bieber apparently has a pretty good one. Did everyone look at that?
I could see that dude. You know what? Like, you saw my tweet the other day, right? About fucking David, the guy who was just with Ariana. Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson and Kate Beckinsale.
And I was like, what is it about these trailer park fucking pneumonia-looking motherfuckers getting these unbelievable celebrity super babes?
It's so funny.
I look at Justin Bieber, I'm like, bro, you look like you're straight out of fucking Virginia.
I think these stars are like super fucked up, and like girls love fucked up guys sometimes. Like he's supposedly really bipolar / suicidal, which is more believable after what happened after Ariana, where he like posted like a suicidal message online.
Saying Pete is?
Huh? Pete, yeah.
Okay.
Davidson.
I thought you were saying
Yeah. I mean, there were rumors about that for years. He was hard on the cocaine too.
Well, that's rumors. Clearly but I mean, obvious.
But he's supposed to be on like bipolar medication too.
Yeah.
And the crazier they are, the better the sex, the better the like. Sometimes you can think I can save them. So if you're that type of girl, you're going for it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hot girls out there that think that they can fix the damaged guy because they're hot. And that just solves everything.
I got another joke about that. The one that you helped me figure out, the one about the wings on the apartment building.
Oh my God.
That's a good one. And I say that, I did graffiti and I just sprayed that up and now I just wait for them to come and take photos with them. And I happen to be the damaged guy walking by with a ring light. Hey, you need me to help you take a photo? Hey, just let me set down my ring light. Oh, like, do you want to, like, use it? Your face right now is just disgusted. Like, I actually did it. You look bald. No, I didn't do it. Look at the side of my apartment building. Actually, don't, because there's wings on the side of my apartment building. What are you looking up? You seem very,
Someone's texting me about his.
Well, get the fuck out of here. We're on a podcast. Put that shit away.
I'll tell him to fuck himself.
Yeah, okay.
It's just Alonzo.
Oh, okay. Then definitely tell him to fuck himself. Also tell him to get a measuring tape, put it next to his penis, take a photo, and send it to us.
I should upload this one.
Yeah.
Wait, I know how big his dick is, though, so why would I do that?
So where do you... Like, every guy's measured, right?
I guess they measure themselves.
They measure, like, from the base.
I haven't measured any dicks myself, but... I mean, I can guess based on dicks I've seen.
I don't know, man. That seems so small. Like 5.5 inches?
That's average.
I understand that's average.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, one time I was with a black guy. He had the largest dick, okay? Latin guys come in medium. White guys, it's a mixed bag.
It is a mixed bag.
I once was with a Caucasian dude that literally only had like 4 inches packed on him.
Yeah,
it had some good girth, but it was not big.
But how big was his truck?
I don't know what he was driving back then. It was like just after high school, so.
Okay. Well, Pete Davidson must have a giant schlong. Same with Bieber and some of these guys, man. I want to get sleeve tats. I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
Really?
I'm not gonna do it until I'm famous.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like that's a dangerous move.
Yeah, it'll make it really fucking hard to get shit. But like I wanna. And I shouldn't live by other people's rules.
I mean, you could cover them up with makeup. I mean, you do your makeup,
right? That would take fucking forever unless I had a fucking makeup spray gun. And then I would, like, have to go into, like, a quarantine area surrounded by plastic like Dexter was about to fucking kill me and spray. Like, I'm not just... Or just a paintbrush just fucking all over my arm. And then what the fuck's the point? That's not going to look natural. There's no fucking way. Because I'm not going to take the time to, like, colorize. It's just going to be one coat. It's going to be a fucking primer of makeup on my arm.
Really good. Just don't do it until you actually get more work. In which case, you need to literally get your ass going, though, boy. Like, you need to do your research. Find people. And send your shit in.
I do. You're right.
Stop being a lazy bum.
I'm definitely not a lazy fucking bum, that's for sure. But
do you like it doing Lyft drives?
No, I don't fucking like. Well, I mean, actually, I don't mind it too much, but I don't want to do it forever. That's for sure. I gotta do it. It's just like I'm trying to figure out the right strategy. I was thinking about it today. I was like praying about it because I got to figure out the right strategy in how I get all of those things because I need fresh headshots that are better than the ones I have. I need more real footage. I need more credits.
Mm-hmm.
I need a manager, and I need an agent. In order to get the agent, I need the headshots, reel, and credits. And then I need a manager who can look at all the shit that I have and then believe in me. And then help me curate the right type of roles for myself to do the real footage and to shoot the headshots for. So it's almost like I need to get a manager first, but without the best headshots, mediocre footage.
I just put you on any CW show.
Yeah, people say that to me all the fucking time. People are like, bro, you're perfect for CW. Just be on Riverdale. Why don't you be on Riverdale?
You'd work so well on Riverdale. You'd work so well on Riverdale. You might hate it, but you know what? They're getting paid more than you. So
well, it sounds like there's
you
an
could also
open
do
role.
soap operas.
There's an open role on Riverdale right now.
You could do Days of Our Lives.
I mean, yeah.
You want to be Luke Perry? You want to be the dad?
I mean, not the dad, but filling the spot. Maybe I'll be like the brother that comes in from out of town that nobody ever talked about. I never watched Riverdale.
I never watched Riverdale.
I've never watched it, yeah.
I don't like Riverdale. I like the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, though, which was supposed to be a spin-off of Riverdale. And they do kind of mention Riverdale in it still, because it's from the same production team.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you could be on that. You could be on a Netflix show.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, I like that one way better.
I also like movies. I like movies way more than I like television shows, which is very contrary to popular belief right now.
I know, but you have to Jen Aniston your way up, man. You got to get on a popular show. You don't have to, but I mean, it helps.
Well, if I was as hot as Jennifer Aniston, that'd be hella easy. That girl, it was a babe.
She's still good looking.
She's still a babe. You're absolutely right.
I mean, so
like in her
Brad
prime,
Pitt.
like,
I want them to get back together.
What?
I still want her and Brad Pitt together.
I do too. Though I want Brad Pitt and Angelina. I just want Brad to be happy. I want him to get back together with one of these girls.
I feel like he can't be happy with Angelina now.
He's got to stop drinking so much, man.
Dude, so many male celebrities need to stop drinking.
It's a real problem. I hear that. And that's like why I'm drinking a little bit right now. More than I was, that's for sure. Like I'm drinking back to like regular drinking.
See, I just can't relate because I'm not a huge drinker.
That's fine. I'm talking about myself. And I'm like, there's so many celebrities who are like, you like putting down the bottle. Like, so many people need to stop fucking drinking. Actors need to stop drinking. Comedians need to stop drinking. That's always one of their biggest regrets. Looking back in hindsight, they're like, well, I wish I drank less. Probably would have saved my marriage. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, man. That's deep, you know?
I mean, you look at Ben Affleck, and that's totally true. He has a gambling and drinking problem.
He seems like just a very angry person. I feel like he's just angry that he wasn't as famous as Matt for a while, and now he is. And now he's just like smug about it. He just doesn't look like a nice guy. But I try not to judge books by their covers. But I've also heard he's not a nice guy. I really like
Jennifer Garner, and I wanted her to be happy because, like, I just loved her on Alias.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted her with her co-star. She did date her co-star for a while, which was let me look him up for you because you're never gonna. It's I think his name's Michael. Yeah, Michael Vartan. I don't know. I just
Michael Vartan.
Michael Vartan. He's an American French actor.
I'm fucking 6 years old. Michael Vartan.
He's 50 now.
I'm 50.
She's 46. I think they did date for a while though.
You ever seen that skit, the I'm 50 skit from SNL? It's so funny.
No. Well, I can't remember every skit. And every day someone's like, have you seen this SNL skit? And I'm like,
it's like one of the older ones. Not like incredible.
I remember Dick in the Box. That's about it.
Classic SNL. Here's my in a box.
Yeah, I mean, classic ones like Cowbell, Dick in the Box. I remember that. And then Mad TV. A couple from Mad TV when that was on.
I never really liked Mad TV when it was on.
They basically had that one really good skit. Just like one where he played like the little kid that was like an adult. Yeah, you know which one.
Yeah.
That one was really funny.
I heard somebody say that he was not nice.
I mean, there's a lot of people who aren't nice on TV, so.
No, but I
mean, like, after the whole thing with Black Klansman and the Oscars, there were a ton of people who were like Spike Lee. Yeah, I don't know why that suddenly left my head, but Spike Lee is like a dickhead. They were like, he deserves it because he's a dickhead, so none of this shocks me.
He looked pissed. Before he won that award. Mm-hmm. He looked just like so ungrateful. He was just slunked in his chair, and anytime anybody talked to him, he was like, "Are you fucking speaking my name right now?" And I was like, "Bro, you're at the fucking Oscars. Like, you're gonna win one. Like, calm. You're like," he was, and then once he won it, he was like such a sorry winner. I was like, Jesus, man.
Yeah, and there's rumors like beyond that he's just not a good person.
I mean, I've never met the guy, and I would love to meet him and actually get to know him a little bit because, I mean, he also has a public persona, I'm sure, as well, where like he hadn't won an Oscar and he was very much robbed of them, like Leo was for a very long time. He's very deserving of an Oscar, and so, oh
my God, I totally forgot that Bradley Cooper was on Alias. I forgot he was. See, you gotta get a TV show first.
I watch Alias.
You gotta get on Whiskey Cavalier. It was also one of those shows that was kind of like she played this cooperative person, like she did under like very shady spy stuff kind of thing, and it had the element of this crazy sort of adventure / mystery stuff, but also real romance and stuff with her partner and stuff like that. It was good.
I'm going to torrent every episode of it as soon as you leave.
Oh, yeah. You should, because Bradley Cooper's in it. So is Victor Garber. And Ron Rifkin.
Bradley Cooper was such like an interesting celebrity. Like, all of a sudden, he was like famous as shit. And then I was like, wait, he's been in so many things.
He's so many things.
A lot of celebrities. Like, it blows my mind sometimes when I'm like, wait, they were on Friends too? Who the fuck wasn't
Everyone
on
was
Friends?
On Friends.
Like, everybody famous was on Friends.
A lot. It's like there's certain shows out there I feel like exist, and if you were on it, you're probably famous now.
Yeah. Like when I didn't know Brad Pitt was on Friends for like a really long time. And I watched that skit and he was like, well, maybe if you weren't so mean to me in high school, pass me the yams. Are you sure that you should have some like yams?
So I didn't realize, so Bradley Cooper did Nip Tuck, and then like the year that he ended in 2009, the year after that, he was in The Hangover, which I would say is really that moment where he
broke through.
Boom. Because he was on a lot of stuff before that.
Which I bet he hates. Because he's like an artist.
Yeah.
Like he's like a good actor. He does like real artistic roles. He like gets fat for stuff. He's like, the
interesting thing is one of his early roles was Wet Hot American Summer, which obviously Netflix
that was his first. He was like...
He did Sex and the City too.
Before Wet Hot American Summer?
Wall Records, which was a TV series. He was on one episode of Sex and the City.
But I thought I heard that Wet Hot American Summer, that was like, he was like 3 days out of like his little theater thing that he went to and was like just fresh off the boat trying to figure it out. That, when I watched Wet Hot American Summer, I thought I was going to vomit. I was laughing so hard. I might actually have vomited a little bit. I was like on the ground. If you haven't seen the original movie, Wet Hot American Summer, not the series that Netflix put out, which was like mediocre, the actual movie, I got baked and watched that. What? Hello? It sounded like somebody was knocking at my door. I got baked and watched that. I would highly recommend that you do the same.
Oh, Jesus. I don't get high, though. So he's also, obviously, now he's doing Avengers Endgame. He's the voice of Rocket. He's got Bernstein.
Well, he's famous as shit now, man. He's been nominated for a whole... I mean, he's in the bag. Academy loves him.
If you get the Oscar nomination and you win the Oscar, your career's set for a while. Like, I think Jennifer Lawrence is proof of that. Because, see, here's the thing. She won... twice, right?
No.
Yeah, because she won for Joy. And she won for Winter's Bone.
What? She won what for Joy?
She won an Oscar.
For what?
Winter's Bone.
What award did she win for Joy?
Oh, okay. So she won Academy Award for Best Actress. Oh, Silver Linings Playbook. That's what it was. Yeah.
It was not Joy. Joy looked terrible. Right. Joy. Well, it didn't look terrible. Okay. It just looked like Silver Linings Playbook 2.
Yeah, it was okay.
But
and
she's
then
only
she won
one.
Best Supporting Actress for American Hustle. Oh wait, no, she
won. Was nominated.
She was nominated, and she won. She got Best. She's won. Oh, it was Golden Globe. She won Best Actress Comedy for Silver Linings and Best Supporting Actress.
Yes.
And then I know
she's
she
only
won
one
for
Oscar
Winter
and got
Bone,
nominated for one. I think.
I'm pretty sure she won for Winter's Bone though, which no one fucking remembers.
I don't know. Tell me if she did.
I'm looking because Winter's Bone was 2010 and she was younger.
Just look her up on IMDb. It'll say how many Oscars she's won and for what.
Okay, it says here. I thought she won something for it, but maybe she was just
maybe she got like a BAFTA. I'd love to give another shout out to our sponsors. Brought to you this week
I thought she did win something for Winter's Bone, but Winter's Bone. Let me look at Winter's Bone wiki because I think maybe the movie won some awards or something. It was a really dark. I don't know. Did you ever see Winter's Bone?
No.
Super dark. It's a mystery drama film, and it's based on a 2006 novel of the same name. And it takes place in the Ozarks in Missouri.
Okay, so we were saying once you win an award, they love you.
Oh, okay, so here, the film won the Grand Jury Prize for Dramatic Film and Best Screenplay Award at Sundance. It received 2 Berlin Film Festival awards, Stockholm International Film Festival, and Lawrence got a Best Actress at the film festival. It won Best Feature, Best Ensemble Performance at Gotham Awards, Independent. Oh, okay, so it won like the independent awards because it was an independent movie. Yeah.
Did you see that little clip that Rami Malek did? Yeah. You saw that I retweeted it, didn't you?
Is that one when he was at the hockey game?
The thing that got memed. No. That's Pete Davidson. I'm talking Rami Malek.
He was at the hockey game too. Didn't you keep looking?
No,
you didn't see the other photos. Rami Malek. If you went through and scrolled through the trending feed for that, Rami is just back there like with this shit-faced grin on his face at the hockey game.
Is he really? Oh man, I want to look it up.
It was so funny.
Did you see that clip that I'm talking about where he's like, "I like candy. No. I like a nice fresh haircut."
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Oh my god.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I didn't see it.
It's so funny. I have to look this up right now.
I feel like he needs to be on SNL, but because he's got one of those.
Oh, he will be. He just won fucking Best Actor, bro. He's gonna be on probably this month.
Yeah. Okay. So look him up at the hockey game, though. It's so funny. He just has one of those expressive faces. You want me to send it to you? I have it up. It's so funny though. He's just
just send it to me.
It's got such a shit-faced grin. Oh wait, is the clip you're talking about the one in the purple?
Yeah, the purple suit.
Oh my god,
have you seen
here.
That?
It's on here.
Oh dude, it's so. Okay, so hang on. Go on my Twitter. I'm a fan of Freddie Mercury and Queen. Hang on, go on my Twitter because the caption that somebody fucking put with that video before you watch it, it's so much funnier. I can't remember what that person said, but it was something of like. When you're driving with a serial killer and they miss the turn that they were supposed to take, and then play that fucking video. It's so funny. A
serial killer taking you in his car before he drives past the turn he was supposed to take.
Play the video. Play it with that caption.
Oh yeah, because the tweet's gone now. So hold on. Now I have to watch it here, I guess.
Got my back. I'm a fan of chamomile tea. I'm a fan of handwritten letters. I'm a fan of classic movies. I'm a fan of looking sharp, regardless of the occasion. I'm a fan of random encounters. I'm a fan of traveling by train. I'm a fan of
oh my gosh,
opportunities for
the
all.
ad. It just played. The video just fucking played.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching.
I'm a fan of being exactly who I want to be. I'm a fan of Mandarin Oriental.
That's an ad for a freaking hotel.
Yeah, and like I just love that caption of like when the serial killer drives past the turn that he was supposed to take, and he's like, "I like chamomile tea. I like."
So funny.
That was my reaction too, man. I
like...
fucking was dying when someone put that caption to it. I was like, "That's the fucking funniest shit."
As I was watching it, I'm like, "Okay, Hannibal Lecter."
Yeah.
Is he gonna eat my kidney after this?
Oh my fucking gosh.
Why did they do that? Why? Oh, did you see the photo of him at the hockey game though?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, he looks like a Nintendo character. Like his face, he looks like an anime Nintendo character here, like with the spiky hair and.
He might be my new favorite like actor just because his face.
What?
Is so,
No.
yes. Oh, but his face is so expressive. It's so good.
Not really. You think it's very expressive?
It's just very, it's like unique. It's not like your typical like good looking Hollywood type of face. You know what I mean?
No, he's just going to get a bunch of tattoos, lose his tan, get pneumonia, and fuck Kate Beckinsale.
I mean.
And then he's going to be on SNL, and the circle will be complete.
SNL, that's all you need in life. And then you can have anyone. You can have Ariana Grande. You can have...
I just Googled Rami Malek, and like everything that comes up is everyone's like, this weird fucking ad that he did for Nightly Pop. What the fuck? Like, E-Online. Everybody's like, what is this guy doing?
And then him and David Harbour looking happy as fuck at the game.
Man, I can't believe he's still on Mr. Robot. I didn't know that they were still making that show.
Yeah, it takes them forever. That's why I didn't get into it, because their season release feels like it takes 2 years.
Yo, did you watch the trailer for Game of Thrones?
Duh. Yeah, I saw it. Although I don't like watching TV show trailers because I'm like, it's going to take me forever to like, it's going to be like 12 episodes long.
Yeah,
what are you going to show me in the trailer?
I hope it never ends. I hope it's like 50,000 episodes long.
Oh my God.
I love it,
This
man.
is coming from someone who just finished it recently.
I've been watching it for like 3 years. I finally got to the last one. Holy shit, Rami Malek is 37? Bro, I thought he was like 24.
Right?
He's 37?
Yeah, isn't it crazy? He's older than me.
Oh, and he's born and raised in Los Angeles.
I mean, I think this just proves for guys that they can definitely make it big in their 30s. You have time.
So can women.
If they look young.
So can women. Equal rights.
If they look young
women can do what men can do.
There's only so many. There's always. So with women, I feel like they're either playing young roles, like teenagers, 20-somethings, or you're playing the mother. It's like there is no in between with roles for women.
There's also the girlfriend, the wife.
They're all in their 20s. Which wife which 40-year-old housewife do you see on TV?
Fucking any sitcom about a married family.
Right, but she's the mom.
Yeah. Okay, didn't you just say wife?
I said you can be the mom.
Okay, so you're looking for just a wife. So someone who's married in their 40s, who's a woman. Give me a guy that's married in their 40s on television who doesn't have kids.
Who doesn't have kids?
Yeah. Like, typically, at that point, they were playing the dad role, too.
I'm saying, though, that women in their 30s, there aren't a ton of, like, there's not a ton of roles out there, like, except maybe Whiskey Cavalier. How old is she? Let's look this up. I'm gonna find out. There's, like, it's just interesting, like, the roles that they play. It's like you go from girlfriend to, like, you go from sex object to girlfriend to mom. There's no independence.
I mean, I don't feel like that's, what's your point?
That guys get better roles overall. Like, there's more choices for them to do. Like, look at Rami and Mr. Robot. Like, could you see a girl doing that role?
Yeah.
Do you think it would happen?
I think it could happen, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it could.
Mm-hmm.
I think it didn't. But I think it could.
Look at... I'm just saying there's not like... I can't think of any TV shows where the role is like super beyond the tropes that they already lay out, you know? It doesn't feel like there's anything unique or cool for like women that are a bit older. Like you have Game of Thrones, but all those girls are in their like 20s, right?
Not when the show started. Well, like they grew up with the show, you know.
I mean, there's still room for teenagers too. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just feel like
I think you got to challenge that ideology. I think that is what is going on a lot right now, where people are like, "Hey, listen, this is the ideology: is that women can only play daughter, like the young hot chick or the mom." But I think they're really challenging that.
I feel like you have to be like, okay, take out. I guess American Housewife, though she's still pretty for a larger girl, and This Is Us with Chrissy Metz. They're not traditionally how you'd look, but I think you can be older, but you have to look a certain way. Because remember, there have been women, especially in Hollywood, who've lied about their ages on IMDb and so forth, and one that sued IMDb because once people found out her real age, she got blackballed. So I think it does happen. It depends on the casting, though. The casting person.
Yeah.
They probably care more about age. But it's interesting because it's just based on just out of statistics. They do this each year. Women in Hollywood, they go ahead and they pull these statistics each year because they're like, hey, where is it? And this is, of course, not breaking it down by color, like your skin back, like if you're black, you're white, you're Mexican, Latino. It doesn't break it down by that. It just breaks it down by gender
and the roles that they play.
Yeah. So on the top 100 grossing films of 2018, and then we're going to do films first. 4% were directors, 15% were writers, 3% were cinematographers, 18% were producers.
Hang on. You're talking about production. We're not having a conversation about production. The production absolutely is a male-dominated field, but that's for entirely different reasons. We're talking specifically about roles. That's a totally different conversation.
If you just want to do roles, because
that's
TV
what we're
data.
talking about. I mean, if you want to have a conversation about why men dominate the film industry, it's a totally different conversation.
About why?
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of nepotism, regardless. I think people hire their friends, but I know
there's
people
some
who
of that, but then why don't women hire their women friends?
Have you hung out with a lot of women?
Oh, good point. But then you can't be mad about it if that's your reasoning.
Huh? Well, no. Well, that's just it. It's like, it's a messed up thing because for us as women, we're raised to compete in a way with each other for male attention, essentially, too. So you end up with a lot of competition, a lot of negative afterthoughts about it. And it hasn't been until maybe the past 15 years or so that women have started being like, I have to help other women come up. Otherwise, I'm going to be here alone at the top.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, there is a sense of, for some reason, there is a sense more so with women among women that they have to compete with each other than they do with their male counterparts, which is just more of a psychological thing. But with that said, I'm trying to see, this is all film data.
Yeah, I'm looking about the roles.
TV data.
That's a totally different.
Whoops.
Rami Malek's middle name is Said. S-A-I-D. Said. Like Rami said Malek. Like a guy named Rami said the word Malek. Rami said Malek.
He's definitely Egyptian. Oh, here's TV. Da da da. Here we go.
Yeah, let's hear these television.
Let's see. I'm reading real quick. I'm reading. More male and female ensembles. So, I guess 11% had ensembles with equal number of female male characters. 21% of the programs featured casts with more female than male. This was like a move that they tried to make. Let's see.
So when is this study from? That's the first question I want to know.
This is 2017-2018.
Who did
18 season?
Who did this study?
This is Women in Hollywood.
That's the name of the website?
Yeah. But just saying, like, they actually pull it from the Center of Study, like, they pulled it from Center for the Study of Women in Television and Film. That's where the data is from. What people actually, like, look at this data.
Okay.
I think they do it by calling, like, everyone to get the data, but this is the 2017-2018 season. let's see. I mean, it's getting closer to like 50%, I guess. Females comprise 40% of major characters on broadcast network, cable, streaming programs, da-da-da.
Right. Okay, so that's fair. But your claim earlier, or the types of roles that these women are being forced into, because you made the claim that you have to get famous while you're young or else you're fucked. And I was like,
you don't have to get famous while you're young. I never said that. I just said that there's certain roles for women. I said that you can either be the...
You said that women can't get famous in their 30s is what you...
I said it's harder for them to get jobs in their 30s.
No, you said roles. You're saying acting jobs.
It's harder for them to get roles.
Acting jobs.
Yeah. I didn't say they couldn't make it, but I'm just saying it can be a bit more difficult. And I think that if you actually go to some places and actually talk to women and you look at the ages of the people who show up for castings and like just kind of figure out what their ages are, it's more likely that because the pool is so large too, that they're more likely to hire the younger one. For one, there are certain things that they're probably considering besides nepotism, but let's face it, there's nepotism. There's probably things they're considering, like how long they can be on the show, how expensive they'd be, and all that stuff too. The highest paid women in TV are usually well known, or they land on a really popular show and they can redo their contracts. But I feel like if you actually go through and you talk to these girls, you talk to these women, you're gonna find that a lot of them feel pressure to hide their age and hide how old they are, because there is, like, say you get on a sitcom and that sitcom goes like 10 years like Friends did, you know? By the time you're out, you're going to be in your 30s. So you know what they don't like stars to do? Age.
Right.
Yeah.
But that goes for both genders.
Yeah. It's just, it also feels like men don't necessarily, like, look at Rami. Does he look like he's that old?
Mitt Romney?
No, Rami Malek.
Oh, Rami. Or how do you say it?
That was Rami.
I want to hear it.
Rami. I hope it's not Rami. That's a horrible name.
Well, I want to hear it, though.
Rami said Malik.
Ramen.
That's
what it said. It said ramen. Anyway, you're certainly not wrong about there's a hole in female casting. Between the age of like 23.
Time Magazine did this. This chart shows Hollywood's glaring gender gap by age. So by the time they hit 30, their career starts to decline.
I would say the same for men, though.
No, there's this 46.
That starts to decline?
Yeah.
Maybe because they can play younger.
TV doesn't like old people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's...
This is often true among A-list talent. Here's Sandra Bullock compared to George Clooney. Sandra Bullock peaked at 29. George Clooney, 38. And the question is, was it because they were just sick of acting?
Yeah.
At that point?
Yeah.
But that's when they were like known the best and so forth. But that's Time Magazine. So, but this is something that has been prevalent and talked about before. You can like find it online where women are like, I'm a bit nervous to disclose my age because there does seem to be this thing with casting where they don't want to cast you if you are older. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily think men have the same concern either, because like their age isn't necessarily in their head. They're not thinking about having to start a family, take care of a family either. There isn't more society pressure on them. You guys can have kids until you're fucking dead. Okay? Even after you're dead. I sent you that article about them taking their son's sperm.
Oh, he was dead? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was.
So, I mean, which is
We're talking about
creepy.
An article that Kate sent me yesterday or this morning.
Yeah, it was this morning.
This morning where a soldier had passed away and the family took his sperm so he could continue to procreate post-mortem.
Yeah. Like you don't have to be alive for that. You know who does have to be alive to have a baby? The body. I mean, granted, we could take our eggs out, but that's a process on itself.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as I'm pretty sure once the human body dies too, you can't take our eggs out. I think it's just, you're done. But the fact that you could die and your sperm could still be used to make kids is kind of fucking amazing.
Thanks, I am pretty amazing. Thanks.
I mean, you should be also creeped out that if someone kills you and just takes your sperm. But
I mean, literally after I die, what the fuck matters? I take my organs, take my sperm. Oh, the GoPro went down. Or we're gonna go send GoPro.
But what if that happens? What if you end up rich and famous, you die, and some chick just takes your sperm to get pregnant? And
it literally won't matter to me. I'll be dead.
How creepy would that be? It sounds like a creepy Hallmark movie.
It wouldn't be creepy at all because I'll be dead. Nothing would be
creepy
anything
to everyone
to me.
else.
I don't care if you take my organs after I'm dead. If you fucking make 1,000 little chads, literally after I'm dead, it's like I'm gone.
You're gonna be
gone,
dead,
baby.
And then someone's just gonna use your sperm.
I talked to a friend back when I was in college, and I was like, "Hey, this person just came up to me, and they like asked me to be an organ donor, and I'm not sure if I should do it." And he was like, "Why the fuck not? You're gonna be dead. What the fuck do you need your organs for? Give them to somebody who's still living."
But you do realize to take the organs, they have to keep you alive. And then they take the organs, and then you die.
No, that's not true.
No, they have to keep it. They have to keep the organs like alive, so they'll keep you on life support.
No, that ain't true. No, man, they just cut that fucking heart out.
You cannot take the heart if the body's dead. I'm telling you.
Homie, I've seen the heart on the ice before. I mean, like, they have these body parts. You don't have to be alive. That fucking heart don't make a difference if that guy was dead or alive, unless, like, it don't make a difference, dude. They're going to pump that thing full of fresh blood. It's just flesh.
I don't think it works like that.
It totally does. Dude, I guarantee after someone is dead, they're going to wait for you to die before they take your organs. They're going to take them from you when you're alive still. That would kill you. Someone takes your heart while you're alive, that would be the thing that killed you.
No, because what happens is, in brain death, the organs remain functional and can be used for transplantation after a physician declares the patient dead because the potential for conflict of interest, this physician may not be
Here's what I'll say about that. Once I'm declared dead, yeah, they're going to take it out as soon as possible. So it's fresh. But I'm dead. I'm saying not going to be alive.
They have to, because things start happening to the organs. So even if, like...
I understand they start decomposing. But Kate, you said that they need you to be alive to take the organs out.
They have to keep, like, they could still, you could be dead, like, considered dead, and they can still take organs. They just keep stuff, like, they can keep you on a machine, but you'd be like, there's no way you're coming back.
Kate.
I'm telling you.
I know you're telling me, but you're defending an idea that is getting proven wrong here.
You don't have proof. You're not looking up anything.
Kate, they're not going to take my heart out while I'm alive. They're going to do it after I'm dead. Type as many things into Google as you want. They will not.
Let's see.
Because that would be the thing that killed somebody. They wait until your heartbeat stops.
Here it is. No, this is what I was thinking about.
And then soon as possible,
there are some organs that you can be dead for. But I'm just saying there's some they have to keep like the body going for. So while most organ and tissue donations occur after the donor has died, some organs, including kidney or part of a liver or a lung, and tissues can be donated while the donor is alive. And typically, from what I hear, you're still alive.
No, I mean, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Because, like, you look at Dickie Roberts, his agent donates a kidney for the guy who's going to die. Like, yeah, of course you can donate your kidney while you're still alive, but I know that you can still donate an organ to save someone else's life while you're alive.
You can, but here's what I'm saying is a lot of times they'll keep the body on the ventilator to transfer it because you only have so long to do this transfer the heart into you or someone else. So basically what happens is vital organs like heart, lungs, liver, pancreas, intestine, kidney can be kept viable for a few days if supported by artificial mechanical means, i.e. a ventilator. They can keep it in you.
Yeah, they can.
And keep it on a ventilator. So you're like still warm and stuff still.
I don't think that's true, Kate.
They can.
I don't think that's true.
They can. And also you can be brain dead and they can still take your organs too. Like, because there's no coming back from brain death.
There's no way. There's no way that they're going to like, because that would kill you. I mean, like, if you're talking about a kidney or like part of a liver, that's one thing. But if you're talking about like the organs, if I looked at my license right now, it would be like you give your organs after you're dead. They're not going to like be like, okay, he's dead now, let's ventilate him and keep him alive so that we can take these organs out. They're going to be like, all right, he's dead. Fucking crack him open and let's get this shit on ice. Like, that's... You're not going to admit that you're wrong on this one, are you?
I'm saying they need to, but in order for certain organs to stay alive, though, they need a supply of oxygen-rich blood to remain suitable for transplantation. Donors are put on artificial respiration to keep their heart beating so the oxygen-rich blood continues to circulate through their body.
If you're dead, there's no way to get the oxygen in. Well, I guess if they pump air into
they're
lungs.
pumping, like I'm saying, they keep you on a machine.
Are you claiming that they do that for every single fucking
organ
donation? No, not
every single freaking person, but for the main vital organs, yes, because think about it.
No, they don't do that.
Oh my God, you need to research this then.
I will. I'll research it. We'll get together next week, and I will prove you wrong.
What if I'm right?
You're not right.
Why do you think organ donation is scary for people?
Because it's mine. It's inside of me.
You're not going to need it.
Louis C.K. had a great joke about that. He's like, why the fuck wouldn't you want to donate your organs? Because it's mine. They're my organs. I don't want anybody taking it. It's mine. Like, you're dead. Doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
They're not going to be like, we can only take the heart out.
Any of this.
What?
I said, you're not going to like this when you research it more.
Why?
Because I'm telling you, they definitely do take organs from people who are, like, close to death.
No, Kate. If the person is dead and then they attach a machine to them and pump oxygen into their blood, that person isn't doing it on their own. They're dead. They're gone. And then if they cut them out, like they might be pumping oxygen into a dead body, but the body is dead, and then they can take it out for the purpose of getting the oxidized blood or whatever you're saying. But saying that they are somebody whose blood is pumping on their own, that they are going to take out those organs is absurd.
Yeah, I just said they put you on like a ventilator and stuff. Like your body, there's something, if they take you off, in terms of you'd have to have a DNR.
But you're claiming that that's alive. So right. You're saying, okay, so what I'm saying
the body's
is that
like
once
alive.
A doctor comes in and they're like, no pulse, dude's dead, family's like, we're so sad, family leaves. If they then come in with a ventilator and pump blood into it, that guy's still dead. They're just...
Right. Like, they're considered dead, but they're keeping the body, like, viable to keep the organs viable.
Okay, if that's what you're saying, then that can be a thing then that happens.
It's
as long as we both agree that it's not while you're alive that they're taking out your fucking heart or stomach or lungs. It's not while you're alive. That's not alive. Once you're dead and declared dead and all the serotonin and dopamine has been released in your brain to let you trip on your way out or whatever the fuck happens, and you've been dead for an hour, if they come back in and
you're definitely going to be long. It's going to be... You've probably never had an experience with it, but, like, they'll go through there and say... They'll talk to the family, say they have a DNR. Okay, like, but they're also an organ donation, like, they have okayed their organs to be donated. Uh-huh. We need to take the organs out of the body. Understand once we take them off the ventilator, they'll be dead. It's that type of situation. But in certain cases, they'll keep blood flowing to a certain degree in order to take the organ out to keep it viable. You can read about it. It's interesting. There are organs that you can, I could give you my kidney and be alive.
Okay, so but I could agree with you.
Yeah.
That in the event that somebody is being kept alive only by a machine, that before they pull the plug, they're like, okay, they're dead, and the family has said to pull the plug. But before we pull the plug, we're going to take all these organs out.
Yeah.
Okay? If the family gives that consent, then yeah. But you were talking about such an insanely small amount of people. You're arguing it like it's every case of organ donation is going down.
Well, no, because the largest point of organ donation is people who are still alive and donating like a kidney, because you only need like one kidney, or you can donate parts of your lung and stuff and be alive.
But not major organs.
Well, no, you need those. You need
Yeah, I know you need them. That's my point.
But it's just saying that. So in this part of this article, it says here, there are a growing number of protesters among nurses and anesthesiologists who react strongly to the movement of the supposed corpse. These movements are sometimes so violent it makes it impossible to continue that taking of the organs, resulting from their personal experience and anesthetists, many of the medical profession have removed themselves from this program altogether and or having second thoughts about the donor being factually or truly dead. So there is a debate whether they think the person is dead when they're doing these procedures. You can read about it.
Yeah, but okay, if I die, okay, here's what's up. I'm on the street, I have a heart attack and die. Mm-hmm. They're still going to take my fucking organs.
Well, they're not going to take your heart.
Okay, they're not going to take the heart. They're going to take my stomach and lungs. But they're not going to do it only while I'm alive.
They'd have to, it depends on how long you've been dead, how fast they could get the body to the hospital. You don't have that long because they'd have to put your body into some sort of ventilator to keep the organs living because you only have so long once the tissue starts to die in the human body. Yeah. So they have to keep it running somehow. But what I'm saying is that's part of the controversy too, as I just said, is that there are reactions that these corpses have that make people believe that, hey, this person could still like literally be alive. So debatable, I guess, because no one really knows since you're the person on the table. Like, are you dead? Are you still kind of there?
You're dead. Unless I'm like, ow, fuck, watch it with that scalpel. You're dead. If I have had no pulse for an hour, I'm dead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, though, literally the donor is now an organ warehouse and used for the sole purpose of organ preservation until a compatible recipient can be located.
What? Say that again.
It literally says here, because it's talking about the truth of it, literally the donor is now an organ warehouse used for the sole purpose of organ preservation until a compatible recipient can be located. So they're keeping your body nice and warm.
But I don't think they're fucking...
I mean, it depends because...
Are you telling me they have a place that's just filled with dead bodies that are just on ventilators waiting for
Well, no, they only have so long. Because you have to, in order to do the organ donation one, you'd have to have fucking Alonzo, you'd have to have the, all the paperwork saying, I'm fine with organ donation, I have a DNR, and they usually will ask your family, is this okay? Because ultimately, if you're in that situation where, say you're going to be brain dead or something, you're probably going to go through your family on that outside is going to go through the process.
What exactly is your claim then?
That they keep the body alive to keep the organs alive.
You need to understand what the word alive means.
Do you understand what the word alive means?
Yeah. Alive means living.
Yeah, they have to keep in the organs and everything.
But if you're dead... and then they pump blood and they put you in a ventilator, you're still dead. Still dead. You're not dead and now you're living because we put you in a machine to get blood into your organs so we can take them out. You're still dead. Would you agree with that statement?
I don't know because I'm not a dead body. Am I?
Well, at this point, you're on your way.
You should read about it more. It's actually really fascinating how they harvest the organs of people who are, this is why some people don't want to be organ donors too. There are people who don't want to be organ donors because they're scared that is going to be their situation.
Oh, whatever.
I mean, you could still take maybe your eyeballs and stuff and
go for it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I'm just saying, read about it.
I ain't using these things anymore once I'm gone. Man, if I'm dead, give them to somebody who needs them. Fuck it. We're all just a bunch of meat. Do you want to stop? I think that's a great note to stop on. That you're not dead when you're dead, and then...
and Chad has some reading to do, and he'll probably read about it and then get freaked out.
No. You're not alive. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I hope you guys tune in next week. Thanks. Bye.